right, welcome back everybody to the Orion Drift VRML. I'm your host, Computer Bob, joined by my co-casters Aiden VR and RetroCat Rydell. We're continuing day 2 of the Ignition Cup. Aiden, I gotta hear your thoughts. We'll start with you. What was day 1 like?
Well, I wasn't around for much of day 1, but the matches I was around for were absolutely phenomenal. I think one of the teams I watched yesterday are in this server, so maybe we'll take a look at them later. But I have to say, the skill was really up there in terms of playability. Retro, what did you think about yesterday?
Yesterday was just brilliant from what the teams me and Bob saw yesterday on Stream C. I think the last game we casted was IVI. I'm pretty sure of that, and they just did phenomenal from their EU counterparts, which did win the Pioneer Cup champion and the EU Cup Ignite Championship. So could IVNA also win the NA Ignite Championship, or the whole thing in general? We'll have to see here, Bob.
And without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started in our very first round. This is IVNA versus Control. Control are going to be on the orange side of the arena. They're going to be the blue team, and IVNA will be in red. Shout out to IV. Their EU team was the one to win the EU Ignition Cup earlier today. You can go ahead and watch back that VOD on the channel. And right now, Wagon immediately taking possession, sends it over to the IV goal. A lot of early aggression coming out from Control, Aiden.
Yeah, indeed, as it flies over now to Speedy. Going for a pass over to Dwagon. Control is trying to make their move, but the defense of IVNA is really strong right now. It's picked over to Racker, and Nadash going to go ahead and give a quick slap over to Mozzie. Mozzie going to move that one down, trying to find it. Another steal from Dwagon. It's going to be Speedy Key picking that one up once again, and going to float that one down middle before going for a long pass to nobody.
And Nadash is going to be the one to collect that, moving and passing to Mozzie as the ball travels back to Control's goal. Spedkey, however, keeping it in control of their team. Dwagon sending it back over to their teammate, and it might go into the IV goal here very, very soon. Control off to a decent start. They're quite aggressive.
Yeah, decent start from both teams. Very aggressive so far. It's going to be picked up by Speedkey once again. Going for possibly a shot, but Yuki is there to just slap that one down. Heck no, not going in today. As it now floats down middle, it's going to be picked up by Ooh La La Ooh, a name I am very familiar with saying. It is one of a kind, that is for sure. Going for another shot. Trying to find it once again, but Yuki will pick it up, slap it down middle. It's going to float along the left side for a second. Speedy Key going to grab a hand on it. Ooh, but Lara pushes it even farther forward. It's going to be picked up by Nah. They're going to slow it down for a sec.
And Nadash sends it back out to the middle after a little bit of a scuffle. Yuki's going to be the one to collect that, and they're trying to keep it over on Control's side. Up into the nest we go. Ooh la la ooh. Doesn't have to play defense. Becky's the one that's going to get that ultimate block, but it's down in the bunker. Lara battling with Raggeter, and it's over towards IV's side. Again, Control getting aggressive. Nobody has scored, Aiden, and we're almost 3 minutes into this first round.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's very back and forth right now. It's one of those things that you love to see from teams. Control and Ivy, you know, they've both been doing really good. We saw a little bit from both of them in the Pioneer Cup earlier this month. And I mean, both teams are absolutely on fire. IVNA, I think they came out second in NA. So, yeah, these teams are top of the top. And this is a match you're not going to want to miss. As a shot goes for by Speedkey, but Mozzie with the stop. It's now going to hop down middle for one more time. It's going to be picked up by Ooh La La Ooh, trying to move that forward. Yuki pressuring very heavily on defense, though. Going forward, Ooh La La Ooh making his move. Grab by Speedkey, going for the shot, and it's just not in. Bounces off that wall, and it's going to go back to mid.
Sent over to Dwagon in the IV corner. Specky shot on goal. It's in. Control take the first point.
Here we go. We got a point on the board now. Retro, what'd you see there?
That was just a great point onto the goal right there. Really just showing them that they might take this round. And just entirely, that was just a really good point for the amount of time that we had in this round so far. It's getting pretty long. It might be overtime if the other team scores.
And Nadash keeping it up in the halo, sent back out to center court. IV have lost a lot of that early momentum that they were looking for. Mozzie looks to bring it back a little bit. Good ceiling carve to change direction. Pass to Lara, but they bump it, and instead it goes to Ooh, bringing it across the field for Control. Over the plate we go, onto the IV's side, and it's sent towards the goal. It's in! And it's a second goal for Control.
Yeah.
Another point onto the board here. That's just incredible here, as they are going to be lining up for a speed thing here. It's just incredible shot overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Control's doing a great job so far of just getting it in the goal. Ivy having a little bit of trouble right now, sticking mainly to defense. Not able to get past Control's offense. But hey, we'll see what happens as Mozzie does pick this one up. Flying just above the nest, have one-on-one with the goalie. Ooh with the stop, and Dragon with the clop. Trying to put it all the way down. It's now that... Was that the round?
That's it. That's the round. And it goes to Control. They take the first round in this series. Best of 5 series, Retro. So if IB can win 2 more of these rounds, well, they're going to be... Or excuse me, if Control can win 2 more of these rounds, they're going to be giving IB their first loss.
I gotta really say, Bob, Control was really taking control of the ball this game. Just high speed energy. But from IVI, they just had some really good defensive plays, which I took note of from Nadash and everybody else on the team. But Control did a really good job that game with just their defensive play and offensive play. Can't wait to see more of IVI stepping up in these next games to get maybe a point on the match board.
And it's round 2, Aiden, that we're getting ready to hop into. And Control definitely looking to keep up quite the lead. And it's the kickoff with IV getting the ball immediately, keeping the battle on their side of the arena. Lara looks to reset it back to center court. Racketer pass up through the middle, and Dwagon bouncing it back up to the halo, where it's a battle for Control.
Yeah, it is currently a battle for the ball. It's Nadash now going for a clear. Doesn't get too far as Racketer is on that back line. Gonna go for a pass over to Ooh, making his move, trying to pass on the nest. Yuki with the stop, and it's picked up once again by Dwagon. Gonna go for a reset back now. Speedy Key is gonna pick that one up, and looks like it will fly just to the right side of the arena. Mozzie will try to recover.
Up to the halo where Racketer has possession, and it's in the hands of Spedkey. Ball down by the IV goal once more, sent back out to center court. It's a long shot. Nobody on Control was there, and it almost goes in. But Ooh and Dwagon managed to get there in time to bounce it back. Ivy maintain a grip on the ball. Nadash bringing it to the center. Ivy've got some work to do. They did lose the first round in this best of 5 series here in day 2 of the Swiss. Lara brings it up over the Control goal. Ooh, sending it back to Dwagon.
Yeah, Dwagon just came back from a disconnect, I believe, but he's back. He's okay. I think it was just tracking lost, but he's fine. He's back. Nadash now making his move over to the left side. Mozzie with it now. Passing over to Yuki on nest. Going down below. Yuki trying to push it back up over to the nest. Doesn't get there, though. It's picked up once again by Ooh. Passing over to Spedkey. Spedkey over to Dwagon. Dwagon not able to put a hand on it. It does fly around for just a moment. Dwagon will recover. Going for a reset back over to Racketer. Racketer going to push that one forward to Dwagon. Dwagon passing right back to Racketer. And it's very back and forth right now.
Ooh is going to emerge victorious with possession. Dwagon tried to accept the pass, and Racketer sends it off to their left, but nobody on control was in position to take that. Now Nadash brings it back through the center. Pass over to the right. Very nice pass to Mozzie. Yuki looks to give IV their first point. It's a pass back out to the middle, but quite a tackle. Leaves the ball way back on the IV side.
Yeah, it does be pretty far back on IVI's side right now, but it's going to be picked up here by, looks like it's Lara and Yuki, trying to push it down the line, get a little bit of a regrab going. Doesn't get too far, though. It's picked up by Spedkey once again, pushing it up, looking for a pass over to Racketer, but Yuki is there to intercept. Ooh la la ooh, fighting for possession right now. Back in the hands of Racketer once again. I have to say, both teams are kind of heavily on offense right now. They're not really able to get ahead of one another too far. But hey, it's a round 2. It's very different from round 1. Control kind of took it 2 points, but we'll see how it plays out. Still plenty of game to run as we do get that first goal there from, I think that was Ivy. That was Ivy, yeah.
That was Ivy, their first point in this series. And with about a minute 20 left, Retro.
We're back on it. Oh,
Gotta say, Bob, that was a brilliant goal. IVI taking their first point onto the board here. Gotta say, incredible. Seizing that opportunity and just slamming that into the goal.
Mozzie sends it back across the arena. Dwagon looking to drive it home. Nadash is by the goal. Mozzie goes as well. And a good tackle from IV leaves their goal safe once more. Nadash sends it. Long shot, but Ooh is there to catch and deliver the ball back to their teammates. And it's a battle in the middle. Ooh takes it through the bunker, may have a shot on goal here. They pass to Racketer. Racketer, however, it slips out of their hands. We're back right in center again, Aiden.
Yeah, we are right back where we started on the other line. Getting pushed forward to Lara. Lara getting pushed by Ooh going for the shot. Not in, though. The save from Pedkey. Looks like it will be picked up here now by Yuki. Yuki will get it stolen from once again by Spedkey. Spedkey looking for a pass over to middle. No one's home though. Gets it stolen once again. Back over to Nadash on the side of IVINA. Moving it forward. Left side or right side pass, excuse me. I can't tell where the ball is. Oh, there it is. Spedkey is picking it right back up. And that is the round going to IVINA. Retro, what did we see there?
I gotta say, IVI really warming up their bones from the first round. Just incredible from what they've seen, as I think these two teams will get like a pretty close matchup here based on both of their skill levels. Gotta say, incredible work from lineups, from passes, from seizing those opportunities. Just a chef's kiss of a game.
All right, Aiden.
Agreed.
We're now equalized in the series. If
we are,
well, I mean, either team could really start taking momentum at this point. We're getting ready to hop into that third round. Again, best of 5 series, so Control and IV, they still need to win 2 more games against their opponent if they want to be the one to take home the series and, well, keep their chances of going into next weekend, the next weekend's single elimination tournament alive. And the round starts on number 3, fresh 5 minutes on the clock. See if Control or IV, whichever one, will find that early momentum. Ooh drives it down the field, almost in the goal. Racketer tries to go for a follow-up pass, the layup offered by Ooh, but they're not lucky enough to get that in.
Yeah, as it's going to fly over into Control zone. They are going to attempt to retake control, as they do just there. Racketer going for the shot, but Nadash is on the back line. It's now being moved forward on the left side, going for a pass over to Yuki. Yuki with the shot, and what a shot it is! The first goal going to IVINA.
IVINA with a brilliant shot and backhand, of course, into the goal. Really step up their game right here. Can't wait to see more goals from them.
Up in the halo, Laura takes it past to Mozzie behind the back, but Yuki is going to have to collect the follow-up pass to Nadash. Control defending the goal. Spedkey takes it up to the sky. It's quite the scuffle. I mean, the momentum has really shifted now as IV take their second point here in round number 3, 2-0.
Looks like Nadash with that highlight of a goal, just waiting to see if that goal was open and just slamming it in, Gallagher Bob.
And
yeah, so
go ahead.
It's really interesting to me, Bob. We went from Control, they got 2 points to 0 in that first round. Second round, IV took it by 1, and now we're kind of flipping it right now. It's a third goal from IVNA.
A hat trick.
Yuki. Yuki just slamming that into the goal. Just incredible goal there.
And Nadash keeping it up in the halo. Yeah, it's really kind of been quite the reversal here, Aiden, because IV really taking their time with this, playing it quite well. As I say that, it's a bit of a fumbled pass, and Racketer passing it over to Nadash. Interception by IV, sent across the field into the goal. Another one from IV. 4-0 now.
Yikes, that was an incredible goal, but I would recommend somebody on the Control side really stay in that back line. That was a really free goal back there, but incredible goal overall.
Agreed. It was a really nice goal as we do get some passing plays from IVI. They're trying to make their move. Nadash with the recovery though. Passing that one over to middle. Dwagon will recover for just a moment to Racketer. Racketer trying to get it past, but Lara with the snatch, and Nadash will get a hand on it. Spedkey now picking this one up. Just going to hang around the middle for a second before it gets recovered by Dwagon. Yuki with the steal, moving it all the way down the line. Another push. I can't think of the word. It's okay. Shot going in. There we go.
Woo! Control putting some points onto the board this game, seizing that free goal right there, and just incredible goal from there as Nadash is going to gain that speed.
Ball's in play.
Quite the bounce back from Control. They managed to put a point on the board. Still about a minute and a half left in this game. They need 3 more if they want to tie it up, Aiden, and make it that 4-4 game, but they need 4 points if they actually want to go for the win. Both teams have won a round in this series, this best of 5, and Laura picking up the ball as IV try to move it back down the field.
Yeah, trying to get it moved down the field once again. Racketer will pick this one up. Oh, sorry, Spidsky picking that one up. Over to Mozzie. Mozzie over to Nadash. Nadash making his move, going for the goal. Ooh la la, ooh. It just bounces right off that backboard. So he is safe for now. Spedkey moving it forward now down the line, trying to juke out, gets the juke. Yuki with the save and the interception over to Mozzie.
It's back into the hands of Control for a moment. Again, it is good tackle action from Control, and Dwagon sends it, tries to pass, but the ball actually hit the plate, and Dwagon looks to recover, but Laura is going to be the one to intercept for IV. Dwagon tried to keep it in the hands of Control, but Yuki will emerge victorious. Bringing it across the top, pass over to Nadash, and ooh la la ooh, battling in the corner. Control trying to keep it towards the IV side, but IV reset it once more.
Yeah, once again a reset over, and looks like it will be Racketer picking that one up, passing over to the left side. Lara with the intercept, going for a pass over to Nadash, just not able to get it as it is recovered once again by Spedkey. Moving it forward down the line, trying to juke it out, trying to find a shot, but Yuki is there with the stop. It goes over to the right side once again, and that is going to be the round.
Woo. What a round here, folks. As IVI is going to be taking that round here today. That was just incredible to watch. I have to say, one thing I've noted with the aggression, I think both teams do have just a moment to breathe here. From what I was watching, just from the whole Ignition Cup, some of these top teams, it's really hard to get those lineups in order. But from what I've been seeing, it's mostly mellow here with the aggression and defense, mostly keeping the goal open on both sides.
All right, Aiden, here we go. Next round in the series, IV Take-Two. One more is going to give them the series win over Control. It was a good start for Control, but I think for them it's been a very rough, it's been a rough experience since that initial round, as IV take 2 in a row, almost looking to make it 3. Kickoff into round number 4. Spedkey takes it up to the ceiling, looking to give Control early momentum, but they just lose control of that ball.
Yeah, as it flies over to the right side now, it will be recovered by Spedkey just for a moment. Yuki pressuring heavily. It gets picked up by Nadash once again, trying to find it down the line. Racketer kind of fighting it out right now. Nadash picking that back up. Pass over to Laura. Laura fighting Racketer once again. Racketer being heavily on that offense right now, the defensive line over on IVI, just trying to get it passed in a way. Gets picked up by Laura once again, going for a pass up over to Mozzie. Mozzie trying to find Yuki. Yuki tries to find it, but Spedkey is there for the stop. Yuki gets a recovery for a moment, but once again, it's Racketer with it.
Racketer keeps it up in the halo, pass across the field. Mozzie misses the interception, but Laura is able to get that done, and it moves into the bunker where it's a battle for control. Racketer looks to emerge with it and get it close to the IV goal, but they have to contend with an IV triple team. They do manage to get it close to the IV gold wagon, tried to get it in, but a bounce off the backboard right into the hands of Yuki. Ooh la la ooh, playing backfield close to control side, but they're not able to make that one work.
Yeah, they do pick that one up for just a moment there. It's going to be recovered by Dragon, going for a reset over to Racketer. Racketer not able to get it that far as it does fly back down. Ooh la la ooh, now with a hand on it. He's got the jukes, trying to get it around. It's once again picked up by Spedkey, trying to speed it away, if you will. But it's picked up by Racketer once again, going up, trying to find his way around that defensive line. And Mozzie once again with the seal over to Nadash. Nadash having an opportunity, going for the shot, just up to the top and left. Not in. It's going to be picked up once again by Spedkey, moving it down the line, all the way down middle, going for the shot. Yuki with the save once again.
Yuki doing their absolute best to intercept the ball, keep Ivy alive in this series. They may have had a shot at Control's goal, but nobody was quite in position to collect the ball after the reset. Nadash takes it up to the sky, and it's sent across into the Control corner. Yuki, possession, pass to Mozzie. Nobody's in the goal to defend, Retro.
I can't
We talk about the chemistry on that point. Somebody jumping from the nest point, intercepting right into the goal. Chemistry.
That's a cool subject in school, I will admit. It's picked up here now by Racketer, trying to get that goal back, and looks like they will do just that. It is now 1-1, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I know I've scores pulled up.
It is now 1-1, and only about 2 minutes left on the clock, so things are really turning up, Retro.
Yeah, Control really just taking the point back, going, oh, no, 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 and scoring that into the goal.
Yeah, well said. As it's once again picked up here by Laura. Laura gonna go for the shot. There is 2 goalies there though, as Spedkey will pick that one up, pushing it all the way down the line over to Racketer. Racketer trying to find Spedkey once again, but Mozzie with the intercept, moving it down the line now over the right side, passing over to Yuki. Spedkey with the intercept once again. It's a fumble right now between Mozzie, going for a pass back to Na. Doesn't get it though. It does fly over to Racketer, having an open goal. He's gonna go for it, and it's in.
What a play.
Reactor just slipped that into the goal, seeing the open goal, rushing to it like a rhino and slamming it into the goal!
Play kicks off.
Up in the halo now, Nadash bringing it across, and Laura just keeping control over it. Pass to Yuki, Ivy going for the backhand, but it does not work, and Racketer sending it across into midfield. Wagon might get possession of that. No, it's a battle taken into the corner. Nadash is going to emerge with ball possession once more. Ooh la la ooh, it's a triple team on the Control goal. They're 1 point up over IV, so IV are really going to do their best to end the series here. They're they're a round win up on Control right now. They want to make sure they end the series here, but not if Control have anything to say about it. And it's back over on the control side. Spedkey desperately trying to keep that ball away from the goal. Ooh la la ooh with another good block.
Yeah, it gets picked up by Yuki. Now he's moving it down, trying to really get that goal back. They want to go into overtime or just win it all. We'll see what happens. But it's picked up and intercepted by Spedkey, moving it down, and that is the round.
The sheer athleticism.
Beautiful round here. If I'm not sure, that round did go to control. Am I right about that, Bob?
It did. Yeah, so we're now 2-2. So if whoever wins this next series, we're going all the way to round 5. What a way to start off the B streak here. But whoever wins this is going to give the other their first loss of the Swiss tournament.
Yeah, incredible game. I gotta say, a lot of defense from both of the sides, but Control really stepping up on the offensive play. By the end of the game, they were kind of playing keep away, trying to get that just over to the side. You know, next round, it could be anybody's game. It could be IVI's or Controls, and that's why I love to see it.
Yeah, I agree, honestly. As we do start the 5th round here, it's IVNA versus Control. 2 powerhouse teams about to brawl it out to find out who's going to take this one. Both are undefeated in this entire tournament so far. So this is the last round of the series, and we're here for it all. Bringing it to you live here at the VRML Network. It's passed over to Dwagon from Spedkey. It's a slap over from Yuki. Racketer, sorry. Trying to pick that one up. Dragon with the quick slap over. Racketer once again trying to slow that down just a little bit. Going for a pass over to Dwagon. Mozzie with the intercept. And Mozzie with the clear to mid.
Oh, and nobody on the back line from Control, but Ooh La La Ooh is going to be there, passing it, bounce off the play. Dwagon sends it back, and again, they hit some of the Geo, and it forces that ball back into the hands of IVNA. Nadash takes to the sky, up in the nest we go, pass to Yuki. Yuki delivers it straight into the Control goal.
Woo! Talk about team and teamwork here. Just seeing that opportunity from the bridge point, jumping in, catching the point midair, and slamming it into the goal.
Yeah, they do slam that one into the goal, but we had a little bit of problem on that joust there. I don't know if you guys saw, but the ball just kind of came back over into Control zone. So really big danger zone for them, but they got it back, and they're fighting to get it out of their area now. It's Yuki with a quick slap over. Racketer will recover, slapping that one all the way down. There is an open goal. Is it in? Never mind. Mozzie's there for the stop, and it's going to be down low now. It's going to be picked up here by Mozzie. Mozzie will bring it down. Spedkey trying to really fight for that one, as will be picked up for anyone for just a second, but it's Mozzie with another slap over. Once again, no one able to pick it up right away.
IV are going to do their best to play conservative here. They've gotten a point, and really what they can do is just play for time, just stall for as long as possible and time out Control before they can get a goal. Ooh La La Ooh takes it up to the sky. Good tackle by Yuki. They've been a tackling powerhouse in this series. Sent back across the field. Racketer with possession, but a nice tackle from Nadash gives Control a tap on the ball. Do they actually get full possession? No, they don't. It was sent back up into the sky. They tried to reset it. Yuki walking away with possession. Another tackle coming in from Lara this time as IV getting super aggressive on their offense. Mozzie sends it in. It's a second point for IV.
Mozzie, just like a projectile, just slamming that into the goal. Just seizing that opportunity and seizing the flaws and just slamming it in.
Yeah, well said. As always, Retro. I don't know what I love Retro's energy. Like, just in general, it's always amazing to see. You gotta respect it. As Nadash once again coming in with a very respectful shot.
And talking about energy, Nadash going and slamming that into the goal. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Through the alley, Ooh La La Ooh brings it up to the sky. Dwagon collecting possession, and it's a scuffle, but Nadash emerges victorious. It's a long shot. Oh, it almost went in. A sniper arm, but it just tapped the backboard. So a very, very lucky moment for Control, especially because they didn't have a defender too close to block that, but they didn't have a defender for that one, and IV make it 4-0. Retro, IV are making it look a little easy right now.
Talk about lucky, going straight up onto the top to his teammate and just a slam straight into the goal. Wow.
Whoa!
Just kiss of a goal. Just kiss of another goal right there, Bob. As Control just says, no! And put into that goal as well. Back and forth goals, left and right.
I have no words. That was so quick. I couldn't even keep up with it. But it's picked up here by Nadash. Moving it down the line to Yuki. Yuki back over. Racketeer with the slap. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. It's in. 2-4 now, yeah?
A long shot!
Wow! It's 2-4. Only half a minute on the clock. Control need to get 2 more goals just to tie it, and then try and settle it in overtime. Mozzie sends it up, and Ivy are going to do their best to just stall for time, just tackle, and keep that ball away from Control at all costs. If it touches the ground here, we're getting very, very close to the end of the round. That might roll in. Ragnar sends it in. All right, we're to the final stretch. Retro, 1 goal could tie it up for Control.
Ooh, very, very, Yikes.
That was mean.
I mean, it was smart. But really, yeah, that was definitely the best move you could do there if you're IV, because that got way too close at the end.
Yeah, just bravos to both teams there, Control and IVI. Just both incredible teams. Really fun matchup. Nice speed, nice defense, nice everything. That was just incredible.
All right, Aiden, what's your thoughts on that match? It looked like it was going to go one way at the start. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree. And then it quickly got changed up. Control taking 3 points in a row back. You know, 2 of them were long shots. I don't think IVI was really expecting that, but I have on Bob.
Yeah, it was an incredible set for sure, and a great start to day 2 for the NA Challenger Cup here on Stream B. Reminder that there is the main stream as well if you want to check out some more awesome Orion Drift action. Shout out, of course, also to our sponsor, Another Axiom, the developers of Orion Drift, and they're contributing the prize pool for not only the Pioneer Cup, not only the Ignition Cup, the $1,000 for each tournament split across the 3 regions, but also for the Phoenix Invitational coming up in July, the 25th through the 27th. You can get your tickets right now. And if you'd like to participate in the 3rd day dedicated to Orion Drift, but you don't want to leave your rostered VRML team, you don't have to. All you have to do is find some other people who are willing to play. They purchase a ticket for the event, and you can form your own team. And hey, if you win those online qualifiers, you might be playing on stage at Phoenix, Arizona. In Phoenix, Arizona this July. So go ahead and check out the VRMLCon 2025 website. All right, while we take a look and see if there's another match going on that we could cover, we are going to take a small intermission. If you don't hear from us for a little bit, it means we're going to transition into the next round of this Challenge Cup. We did 4 yesterday, only 3 today, possibly 2, but we'll see. So the point is, don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon.
Hello, everybody. I'm Aiden VR. We're back. And today we have Ignite versus High Voltage. We got your good old friend Bob over on the cams and as well as the analyst role. And then we got Retro Cat Riddle over on the co-casting slot today. What do we think so far, Retro?
Wow. High Voltage versus Ignite. Little known fact, guys, Ignite was actually one of the top Echo teams of all time. And just seeing them in Orion Drift form, I just can't wait to see what they have in store. And from High Voltage, I really hope they just bring the electricity and turn up the voltage this game, Aiden.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Before we get into this, Bob, do you have anything to say on the matter?
Well, I think it'll be a pretty interesting game, especially because I've watched High Voltage play with Retro last night. That was, I think, the last game that he and I casted together, and they were a very locked-in team. And then Ignite, if I'm not mistaken, did win Pioneer Cup for NA, yeah? Am I correct in that?
They did. They're a rebranded team now, but same team, just rebranded.
Same team, different name, but you know, if this is the same team with the majority of the players that have won the Pioneer Cup, then they're definitely a formidable opponent here, and they are one of the teams that claim the feat of still being undefeated. This is a long Swiss tournament, and right now only 4 teams. Control, Sunshine, Secret, and Valiance are still undefeated. Everybody else is 4-1 or lower. So, High Voltage, they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they do. As we get the ball in the middle now, we are starting the first round. Ignite versus High Voltage. Here we go. Ball is going to go up in the air just momentarily. Let's see what happens. Retro, take it away.
All right, looks like the ball is going to be in the air, going to be catched by Swaglor, but Miffin does take that ball into the air right now as it's going straight under to the side, trying to throw that down, and an intercepted pass. It is just a battle at midfield at the point right here, going the bridge.
Yes, it is. It gets picked up by Baz now. Going to go for a reset over. No one's home, though. It's going to fly all the way over into the middle. Lowell's having this one. High Voltage making their move, trying to find it up and around. It goes in the hands of Goblin once again, flying over to the right side now. It's going to be picked up here by Miami. Over to Tree. Tree moving it forward and around. Baz and Swagwar pressuring heavily. It gets picked up by Crash. Crash going for the shot just off that bar. It flies over to the left side now.
Looks like it's going to be at the midfield play as Miffin does take possession of the ball, rushing straight into it, passing it back up the walls. Could this be in? But by Goblin just stopping on that defensive side here. Going to be chucking that straight down the field, right back to Baz. But way back to Swagler, rushing straight into the goal here, but just gets intercepted right there at the High Voltage side.
Yeah, now it's going to be picked up by Goblin. Goblin over to Swagwar. Swagwar back over to Tux. Never mind to Baz. Baz to Tux. Crash moving it forward. Trying to find it. Miami with the steal. There is an open goal. He's going to go for it all the way down. Is it in? No, it's not. Just over to the right side. It's picked over by Baz once again, trying to find a pass. But Miami with the intercept. Going for the shot, and it's in the goal. The first goal of the game going to High Voltage.
Gotta say, that was an impressive delivery by High Voltage. Quite a shocking drive there, if I may be so comedically inclined. But in any case, we'll see if Ignite can keep it up to win this first series. High Voltage not making it easy for him.
We'll have to see here, Bob, as they are going to be fighting over the ball right here. Ninja does take back possession, rushing straight towards the goal. Could this be in? As they're going to be going in. Ball gets intercepted by Goblin at the left. Crashed by the last minute as he is going to be rushing straight onto the field. Swaglord takes possession of the ball. Going to be throwing out the Baz. Could this be in? Could that be a slam? But gets saved at the last second.
Yeah, it gets pushed back now. It's going to be picked up by Baz. Trying to find it. Going for a reset over the Goblin, I believe. But Goblin wasn't entirely ready for it. Did recover it for a moment before he got stolen by Miami. Over to Ninja. Okay, words. Lolz with the shot going in. High Voltage, 2-1 now.
Well, this is a very fascinating start to this series. I know Ignite is still undefeated, but High Voltage are really doing good at threading the needle and delivering the ball right into the Ignite goal. I'm curious if Ignite are going to buff up their defense a little more, or if they're just going to completely hammer on offense. But that long shot, oh my goodness, that was way too close for comfort.
That was almost in, but just hitting the rim right there, Bob, as they're going to be throwing that straight up the Baz right there. Then gets intercepted by Miami. He is going to be taking that little boost right there, waiting for the opportunity. Going to be throwing that straight to the midfield point, right to Ninja over here as he's going to be rushing, but just gets slammed by Swaglor. I got to say, High Voltage is turning up the electricity here.
Oh, I'm in the wrong arena. Keep going.
Looks like they are going to be going up as Crash does take that up. Almost getting that in, going to throw that straight up to the midfield point as Goodwin does take possession. Almost getting that into the clock point as Swaglors takes it. Almost getting that backhand into the goal, but still doesn't just get it as Miami chucks it down to the field.
I'm back. It's okay. As Crash Chucks picks that one up, trying to pass over to Gooblin. Gooblin not able to get it. Miami with the slap all the way over to middle. It's going to be picked up now. Put Ninja going for the shot once again. It's almost in. Crash Chucks with the save, trying to find it clear now over to the left side. It will be picked up by Ped Ninja. Oh, God. Going for a shot once again. Gooblin with the stop. And it's picked up here by Baz over on the mid side.
Looks like the ball is free right there. It's just going to be taken in that possession. Going to be throwing up. Going to be slamming that down. Wow. Nice play.
Yeah, nice play indeed as it gets picked up here now by Gooblin. Gooblin moving it forward, pass over to Swagwar. Swagwar taking the time. Gonna go for a reset over to Crash. Crash moving it forward, going for the shot. Just a little high. Swagwar picking that back up over to Gooblin. Miami with the steal, going for the clear. All the way down the line now. Baz is on the back line for Ignite. We'll pick it up and move it forward.
Aztez take that possession of the ball, throwing it to the midfield, but gets intercepted by Ninja as he's going to be taking possession. Gooblin takes it back, rushing onto the field. What's he going to do? He's going to go straight up onto the bridge point with a nice little carve right there, going straight towards the goal and slamming it in from that shot.
One that will be replayed in highlight reels from here to Alpha Centauri.
Well, quite an impressive opening from High Voltage for certain. I mean, they're quite a locked-in team. I don't know why I think I was maybe underestimating them just a tad bit, because they were a team that has been defeated going into this, but I was certainly proven wrong. They're quite dialed in, especially because they were able to put on a lot of pressure against Ignite. And Ignite are doing this kind of common thing that I've been seeing from teams today, is just leaving their goal a little bit too open. You've got to have somebody on that back line always, because you never know when your opponents are going to get possession of the ball and just flick it across the map. That'll help prevent a lot of those crazy long shots from getting in, and that'll make your job much less scary.
Like a
Agreed.
supernova.
Yeah, the defenses are the superheroes of today. But looks like it will be picked up here by High Voltage, having a really good start. It flies over to Swagwar over on the middle. It's going to be picked up by Crash once again. Where is the ball? There it is. Okay, pass over to Baz. Baz going for the shot. Not in, though, as it's picked up by Gooblin, trying to find a slap over. But Miami with the defensive slap. Back to Lulz. Slap around. Many slaps today. Picked up by
Talk
Lulz.
about catching the drift ball left and right. Crash is trying to take that possession as Ninja is taking that up. They are battling each other on this bridge right now, trying to gain that possession. Going to be chucking that down, going straight back up the Baz right here as he does take possession. Going to be bouncing off the wall right there. Going to be passing it to his teammate Swaglor, just clutching in for that pass, almost slamming that in. Going back to Crash, but seizing the opportunity. Back and forth with these shots, Aiden.
Yeah, once again, back and forth. It will be picked up here by Crash. You know, both defensive and offense, absolutely insane right now. It's very much back and forth, as I think both of you have stated. But it's Baz now going for the shot. The save from Tree GT. It wasn't all the way in, but the stop was there. And it's going to be picked up by Ninja now, moving it down the line, trying to get past that offense. And looks like they do that. That is it picks up by Gooblin now.
Gooblin taking possession of the ball, being a Gooblin here, going to be chucking that straight to his teammate, but just gets intercepted by Ninja as he's going to be chucking it down to the field, racing for the drift ball right now. And they're in a frenzy as Miami does take possession, going straight under the sewer right now, going up, but all the geometry not working in their favor as they are just battling each other right now here, Aiden.
Yeah, they are battling each other. Ninja moving it forward and up and in the goal. Bob, what'd you see?
Great delivery by High Voltage is what I saw again. They're quite a fast team, and they're throwing Ignite off with this incredible speed. I don't know what's going on with Ignite right now. Well, as I say that, they almost get a goal, but they do need to pick up the pace just a little bit against High Voltage because they are running out of time.
Yeah, they are running out of time. Sorry, go.
They really do have to step up on that defensive play from Ignite here. But just overall, it was just a brilliant goal from there from High Voltage. Just incredible.
Yeah, I agree. The goal was absolutely brilliant, but it now gets picked up here by Swagwar. Tree GT will slap that one all the way to mid. Crash Ducks will recover. Gonna hang out on the Halo for just a moment, try and slow it down a little bit, wait for the teammates to get in position as it's Baz over to Gooblin. Gooblin with the shots, and what a shot it was.
It was one of the... I think that was technically the first point that they've put up because the last goal they scored didn't count against High Voltage. The time had already expired. Oh my goodness, what a long shot. And a second one follow-up right in. That is what you need if you're Ignite.
Ooh, just scoring that into the goal, seizing the opportunity with that shot right there. Laws does take possession of the ball, going straight onto the Ignite side. Gonna be chucking that over to his teammate, but just gets picked up by Smiglor. They're gonna be fighting here at the bridge point. Gooblin is taking that possession, going straight under, gaining that speed, losing the control of the ball. Looks like he has a little bit more time here. Going back to Bass, going back straight up to his teammate right here at the midpoint line. Could be anybody's ball. Gonna be chucked over, straight towards the goal, straight to Baz. Wow, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. Speaking of back and forth, it's back in mid. What a surprise. Picked up by Ninja now, moving it down the line over on the right side. It's going to be recovered here by Crash. Moving it up even further. A little juke there from Tree over to Baz. Baz going for a pass over to Tux and not able to get it as Lulz and Gooblin do fight for it. It is picked up here and sent over. Looks like it will be Ninja going for another shot. Crash Ducks with the save. And it will go over to the left side to Miami, who moves it forward even more.
Looks like they are playing a little low this game as looks like Walls does take that possession. Going to be throwing that up to Gooblin. Gooblin going to be chucking it almost to the other side at the midpoint line, but doesn't really get that. Crashes, hugging the ball at that point. Gooblin does take possession as it's going to go straight over the Baz. Goes straight over the Crash, going up in the air like an all-star. Almost getting that pass to his teammate. Doesn't really work out in their favor right there.
Yeah, as it does fly just a little bit high, it's going to be grabbed by Miami for just a second. As he does move that one up the Halo. Gooblin trying to pressure, doesn't have enough boost to do it though. It's a pass over to Tree GT.
What a testament to the enduring power of
Wow,
sport.
and that was the round.
Yeah, okay, I believe that did not count, and that's going to be an Ignite win for that round. It was a nail biter right at the end there, Aiden in Retro. I mean, really an incredible performance from Ignite, not only to get that initial goal, but the follow-up after was so important because they gave them the lead that they needed and it equalized them in the series. Very, very crucial round for Ignite. They're not out of this one yet by any means. High Voltage started with an incredible offensive performance. They backed off a little bit in this round. Of course, gentlemen, it is a best of 5, so both teams now have a round under their belt, and we shall see who emerges victorious with the momentum in this series. Whoever gets this is going to be on series point.
Yeah, as you said, series point is on the line, so we will see. But Retro, you have the honors.
All right, the ball is about to kick off like a rocket ship, booming straight up into the air. Could be anybody's point. Going the Crash right here. Crash rushing straight to the goal like a bull. Oh, gets seen at that point. Wow.
Attention,
Yeah, great stop there from High Voltage as it does fly over. It's going to be picked up now by Swagwar. Ignite is making their move. Crash Ducks moving it in, going for the shot. Tree GG with the save, and what a save it was. Still not out of the danger zone yet. There we go. We're out of the danger zone now. Crisis averted, guys.
Almost in the danger zone, almost in hot water back there. Goodwin taking that possession, sees an opportunity, just going slam into that goal ball.
They've done it.
My goodness, I don't know if anybody else caught that initial goal. I don't know how that did not count for Ignite. It was halfway in the goal. But still, what a way for Ignite to start. They're really turning up the heat against High Voltage. I think they're starting to play a little bit more grounded. Anybody get that one?
God. Yes, my father is an electrician. I understand it. It's okay. It's picked up now by Swagwar. It's going to be in that middle line for just a moment before Miami gets a hand on it. Moving it down. Moving it up now. Going for a pass over to the left. It's Lols. Lols has Ninja over to the left side. Going to go for a pass. And Baz will recover that one. Back over to middle. It is an open goal. It's very dangerous right now. Can they get it? Yes, they can. A slap over to the right side. It's going to be in the hands of Lols now.
Woo, back there, Aiden. My teeth were shattering. I thought that ball was going to go in, how close it was, but somebody to save at the last moment. Baz is, in that rim. Goodwin, coming back for that shot, Bob.
That is how you play
And
football, ladies
this
and
is the Ignite I think we were all expecting to see. They're again delivering the ball. They're playing very fast against High Voltage. They've turned up the speed. I think they've realized what works. They've reset the mental, and now High Voltage are keen to do the same. Miami tries to go for that goal, but Ignite denying it and resetting it once more.
Yeah, as it does fly over, it's going to be Lols going for a reset over to Tree. Tree with the long shot. Is it in? Yes, it is. What a shot from High Voltage.
And just when you think they might be starting to retire from out of nowhere, they send a sniper shot into the goal. That is why I always say you've got to have somebody on the back line to prevent things like that. But for Ignite, it doesn't matter. They respond to that goal with a goal of their own, and we're just now on a rapid-fire goal spree.
We're back on it. Oh, here
Just
we
back
go.
and forth shots here, Bob, as they're going to be taking that in. Goodwin rushing straight to the goal as it's going back to Swagler. He's taking possession of the ball, going straight up to the goal. Could this be him? Throwing it back to his teammate, and score! Ignite does not disappoint, Bob.
It's just goal after goal after goal. Ignite. I think at this point, if you're High Voltage, you need to slow the game down and make it a bit more of a battle of attrition, Aiden, because Ignite are thriving off of this fast pace.
Yeah, there's one thing I've learned is Ignite, they thrive under the fast pace. The faster it gets, the better they get. Same with High Voltage. You know, it's in the name. They are a very high voltage team. But it gets moved forward now by Goblin, trying to find a shot over to the right side once again. And looks like it will be picked up by Ninja, who does clear that one over to the middle. It's going to be picked up by Lols now. Moving that one over. Has one-on-one with the goalie. Going to go for a shot. It's almost in, just to the right side, though.
Yikes, that was almost here as it's going back to Miami, and Crash fighting for the ball into the sky, going back to Baz as he's going to slap it to his teammate Swaglor, doing a nice little wicked ceiling carve on the ceiling right now, taking possession, taking as little time as possible, but just getting slapped by Ninja right there at the point, throwing it back to his teammate. Goomlin takes possession of the ball, throwing it back. It is just a battle at bridge here as he's trying to get, just rushing straight to the goal. Oh! Yikes, almost getting that in there, Aiden.
Yeah, almost, but just not quite. It's all right though. Oh, Ignite's making the move. Goobla with the shot, and it's in the goal. Tree just couldn't get high enough for it. It's going to be grabbed by Miami now.
And they're just about 2 points away from a mercy. Ignite are, I would say they've locked in, but I think oh wait, no, okay, I was gonna say they plugged in, but that's a pun for High voltage, and high voltage is not currently winning. Anyways.
They could turn up the electricity though.
As the buzzer sounds,
They could turn up the voltage, if you will.
Looks like Ninja is gonna be.
But then they would be extreme voltage, and that would just be dangerous.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would be out of character. It wouldn't go with the name, you know. But,
Exactly.
in any case, what a round, gentlemen. I mean, that was really a complete turnaround by Ignite. You know, they've taken series point one more against high voltage, and they're going to remain undefeated in this Swiss tournament heading into that final round, which is coming up. But wow, a tremendous effort by both teams, but Ignite have really shown us what their offense is capable of.
Yeah. I mean, Ignite's always been a very offensive team going back to Echo Arena. I mean, that's the same for high voltage too. But, you know, both these teams, highly offensive. Both of them have really good defense too. It's just kind of a mixture of the two. I mean,
you're underway.
I don't have many other words, but that is all.
Yes, indeed. As they're going to be taking possession of the ball, Goblin just takes possession, trying to throw that in. But DM is trying to take that possession as they're fighting at the midpoint. Fizzin, looks like they did swap some players out, so some new faces we'll have to see here as they're going to be going down under the tunnel here, going straight up to the goal, going back to Fizzin right there as he's taking possession.
Yeah, Fizzin does take possession over the Swagor. Swagor moving it down. Ooh, gets lost in the trap. It's going to be picked up now by Ninja. Ninja moving it forward, going for a pass. No one is there to receive, though, as it gets picked up by Swagor once again on the Halo. Going to move it forward, going for a pass over to Goblin. Goblin not going to be able to get there right away, but we'll get it. Pass over to Baz. Baz to Fizzin. Fizzin moving it forward. Ninja with the stop.
It's like they are trying to take possession of the ball here on the bridge, rushing straight up to his teammate, trying to intercept that right there. It doesn't really work out into their favor. Fizzin does take possession of the ball, switching it back to Goblin, but Ninja going, no, I want that possession. Bass going, no, I want that possession, going straight up to the goal with the ceiling carve, trying to pass it to his teammate. Doesn't really work in the favor, going back to Swagor.
Yeah, Ninja will recover that one, trying to get it away. High voltage trying very desperately to just get it out of their zone so they can breathe for a second. They're heavily on defense. What? That was in! That's insane. It bounced off just right, but they recover it and get that shot in. 1 point for Ignite.
Say maybe high voltage's goal had some plot armor there for a little bit because that ball was just not going in. But you know, they say third time's a charm, and Ignite make the first point of this fourth round.
Let's hope higher voltage does break out the breaker box and gets another goal and gets a goal here. So they are going to be taking possession. Swaglord taking possession on the ball, but gets saved right there by the defense of high voltage. Really, that good defense that we're seeing here is they're going to be throwing it straight down to the field. Could be anybody's. As they're going to be booming it straight back to Walls. Walls taking that possession, but it's just a battle right there for possession as Goblin takes it back. Let's see what he does, Aiden.
Yeah, Goblin gonna slap that one over to Baz. Baz gonna take the high ground advantage and pass that one over to Swagwar. Swagwar not able to get a hand on it right away, but it will be picked up by Goblin. So Ignite does have possession right now, having a pass, gonna go for it himself.
Wow,
just take it in.
Goal.
I think it's 2-0 now, if I'm not wrong. I might be.
Indeed, you are correct. 2-0 in Ignite's case. A beautiful play right out of the corner to throw high voltage off even further. And at this point, I think Ignite are completely locked in. They understand what they need to be doing to counter high voltage. They're keeping the ball on the high voltage side for as long as they possibly can, forcing high voltage to expend a lot of that energy and that voltage. And you can tell they're getting tired.
Yeah, some of these teams in these they've been playing for so long that sometimes that it could be a struggle of getting tired a bit and losing that momentum. DMV is going to be passing over the Ninja at clock, but Goblin saves it, trying to knock over as Fizzin does take possession of the ball, knocking it to the midpoint line. Could be anybody's ball as it's onto the side. Going to be rushing up as DM takes as Goblin's fighting for that into the air. Could be anybody's as they are just battling for the ball right now.
Yeah, they are just battling for the ball as it gets shot over. It's going to be picked up now by Fizzin. Fizzin moving it down past to Baz. Baz to Goobling. Goobling with the shot, and it's in the goal. 3-0 now. Ignite is up.
Amazing teamwork by Ignite 2. The pass action is perfect, and really, what more can you ask for from Ignite? It was a seamless goal. Oh!
Indeed.
Wow, what a goal!
Okay, I'm speechless for a moment watching that happen.
I think everyone is.
Driftball frenzy restarts.
Quite the long shot, and High Voltage are now making that initial mistake that I commented on about Ignite. They're not keeping someone back close enough to the goal. Looks like they've already fixed that issue, though.
Hey, good on them. Fixing issues quick. You know, it's very High Voltage like of them, but... Or did you say Ignite? Sorry, I can't tell sometimes. They're like such good offensive teams. Like, seriously, sometimes it is hard to tell the difference. If I didn't have names on these teams, I couldn't tell the difference most of the time.
From the heart of Earth to the furthest reaches of our colonies,
I think that's
this
going to
game
be it.
united us all.
It is.
Thank you for tuning
It
in
is
wherever you may
a
be. This is Sir Dimwat signing
4-0
off
game
until our next
to
run.
give Ignite the series win over High Voltage. Guys, what a crazy series that really looked like it was going to go by way of High Voltage at the start, but Ignite have proven to us why they're still undefeated in this Swiss bracket.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you said it. Ignite have proven why they are undefeated. High Voltage, though, you got to look at it from a perspective. High Voltage, I think they're a fairly new team. I don't think they really played in Pioneer Cup. If they did, I didn't see it. But either way, both teams did phenomenally. Retro, on that note, do you have anything else to add on?
Yeah. And for what you're saying, High Voltage, I've not personally seen them in the Pioneer Cup, but for being a team that just took a round from Ignite, and from what we know from Ignite, they're one of the best NA teams that we saw winning the Pioneer Cup. But from both of them, just really great passing plays, really great defensive plays. They Ignite have the chemistry, really taking the key and locking in, and High Voltage really turned up the voltage in that first game.
Voltage indeed. And when we come back, we will be entering the final round of this Swiss bracket. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the final round of this stream and the final round of the entire Swiss tournament. Rapid versus Sleepy. Here we go.
Like a rocket.
Rapid are going to be in the orange, Sleepy on the black team. Take it away, Aiden.
Yeah, it is going to be picked up here by Copyco. And Josh Pizza 63 will take possession. Once again, this is Rapid and Sleepy. So, pretty good matchup here.
I do agree, Aiden. As I personally know both of these teams in general, I've seen from just pure gameplay from me playing with them, they are just a powerhouse of a team. Looks like Copy is going to be taking possession of the ball, trying to throw that in, going back to Know Your Mama, slamming that in, Bob. What did you see?
Incredible starts by Rapid, getting the ball in early on the Sleepy side. And, well, what a better way to start off your final series. Both of these teams 5-1, Aiden. That means whoever wins this has a very good chance of going into next weekend and playing in the single elimination.
Yeah, I guess we will have to see who wins. Yeah, as stated, next weekend goes into the single elimination. So this whole tournament's not over yet, but hey, we're still casting. We're still here for y'all, and we have a good match right here. So it's going to be picked up now by Lone Death, taking that one over and across, trying to find a pass. It grabs by Wobbles. Wobbles to Lone Death. Lone Death going to go for a quick clear, and Not Top will recover.
Not Top passing his teammate to the ball. Copies is just going to throw that down to Yo Ya Mama. Yo Ya Mama is going to be passing that over to Little Steven. Little Steven taking possession of the ball, rushing straight up to that goal, going back to Copy, and Copy slamming it in. Talk about chemistry there, Bob.
Another very solid goal from Rapid. Great team positioning. The defense isn't quite here from Sleepy. They're leaving usually one person in that goal, and really, if you're in their position, don't be afraid to just double or even triple stack the goal. Defense is the name of the game here.
Yeah, it really is. Defense is very important. But we're seeing some very aggressive plays right now coming from Rapid, I believe. Yeah. And it's good to see. The defense so far is also very good. Copyco with that save right there, as we were just talking about. There is going to be a pass over to the left side. It will be No Yama picking that one up and passing that one over to Not Top. Not Top is going to be on top of the halo, moving it down the line over to the left side, moving it down even further, going for the shot, getting past the defenders, and it's in the goal. It is now 3-0, I believe.
3-0 indeed. Rapid really running away with this this a hat trick, and they're certainly doing an incredible job. And right now I'm in the wrong arena, so give me a minute to get back.
It happens. It's okay. As Little Steven picks this one back up, passing over, you'll just have a little bit of a podcast for now. Don't worry about it, guys. You'll still know what's going on. It's picked up by Copyco. Picking it up is Lone Death on the side of Sleepy. Moving it down. They're not acting very sleepy right now. Lone Death over to Josh. Josh going for it. Not able to get it in as it's stopped by the goalie. Picked up by No Yaman now. Over to Not Top. Not Top does have possession. Just going to take their time with it for a moment. They're not being pressured by anyone just yet. They are going to take it up to that halo, though. And Josh Pizza will steal that one. Going for a shot. Not Top once again with the stop.
Looks like they are going to be playing on that bridge top as Not Top tries to take that possession as going back to Josh Pizza. Well, Steven taking that possession, but losing that ball control right there. Gotta hate when you have to see that as Copy is trying to take that possession, trying to rush it in. I really gotta say Sleepy is snoring right now as they are trying to get that possession as Toast is going up as they're trying to wake up. Sleepy has woken up.
Yeah, they're up and about after a nice little rest at the start. But here's the thing. I wonder if they slept maybe too long. Only half a minute left on the clock. They have to make up 2 points, Aiden. It's 3-1.
Yeah, it is 3-1. They do still have to make up 2 points, but it's not. They're not out of it yet. Copy kill. Pass to Little Steven. Little Steven going for it to stop. from Lone Death and Wobbles. Looking really good so far. As it gets moved down, Little Steven will recover once again. So I actually have seen Rapid back in the Pioneer Cup. I think they were under a different name, though. I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, Retro would probably know more than me about that.
Yeah, I think they did have a name. I'm not really sure if they had a name change or not. But
That is the first round, by the way.
Yeah, that was first round. Incredible first round. Going the Rapids there, Bob. Incredible.
Really nice opening by Rapid. It was very just cut and dry. Orion drift. I mean, good team positioning, great offense. I think Sleepy's, I think the weakest point on Sleepy that we're seeing is the defense. They just don't quite, they weren't putting enough people in the goal, I think. And at the end of the day, Rapid were just pushing in some very good shots, and we need to see more pressure from Sleepy. They need to get a little more aggressive with the ball and go for tackles. Do not let your opponent sit and be comfortable and think about where they're going to go and line up their shots. Always got to be pressuring them.
Yeah, well said. And I will be starting this second round up now, as Not Top does grab that one and reset. Wow, very early reset, but I like it. Over to Copico, to Little Steven, going up to the Halo. Is it a pass? No, it's not. It's Estos. We'll pick that one up, going for the shot. Not Top, sorry. Once again, picking that one back up. I'm hungry. I keep thinking about toast.
Same. Looks like they are going to be passing it over the Copy. Copy's going to be passing it over to Not Top. Not Top almost getting that as Know Your Mom trying to get that possession there. As Josh Pizza really showing that up into the air right now. Going to be trying to chuck that into Wobbles. Wobbles takes that possession as they're going to be fighting. Know Your Mom is going to be almost slamming that in, but she's hitting the rim right there, Aiden.
Yeah, it does hit the rim, and it's pulled forward now by Noyama. It's going to be moved around, trying to find it. Does go up top to Little Steven. Not to be confused with Not Top, because he's not on top. He's on the bottom currently. It's picked up by Copico. Passing that one over to Not Top. Not Top over to Little Steven. Little Steven to Noyama going for the shot. It's in the goal.
Another nice opening from Rapid. Great passing play. They've really dominated the goal, and they're able to push one in quite quickly. Wobbles is going to try and get one in for Sleepy, and it almost happens, but Rapid quick on the denial.
Looks like they are going to be taking possession of the ball as Lone Death. Going to be showing his death right now. Drawing the show up to Josh Pizza as he tries to take possession of the ball. Not Tops takes possession of the ball. Going to be going straight down onto the field right here. Going to be rushing. Somebody's on his back. They might be going for a regrab there. Going to be passing that up to Little Steven. Will he be catching that ball? The denials. Nobody's going to be catching that ball right there, as it's going to go back to Josh Pizza. Trying to wait for the opening as Know Your Mom does take it. It's just a battle right here, Aiden, at the midfield point.
Yeah, it is a battle, and Not Top does find the end of the battle, but not the war. A shot and goal will do just that.
Great air ball from Rapid. They just kept it up in the sky, and a delayed shot meant that the goalie didn't have a whole lot of time to react to it. Again, textbook Orion drift from Rapid. They know the game. They understand the assignment.
Yes, the assignment, and they are acing that assignment indeed. They're going to be taking that possession on the ball straight up there. Know Your Mom does take that possession, trying to throw it back down to his teammate. Looks like they are going to be going for under sewer as Little Steven is going to be taking that, trying to get that possession, throwing it back over for another reset from Not Tops. Not Tops having the time he needs. He's going to pass that over to Know Your Mom. Know Your Mom is going to be taking that possession, trying to rush towards that goal. Is he going to get that and going down to Not Tops? Going to be slamming that into the goal.
Oh my circuits, what a goal.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they've certainly built up some momentum now, haven't they?
They have indeed, and they're going to build more momentum with another goal.
And it's in.
You get to talk more now.
I know. I'm running out of things to say. Honestly, we're approaching a mercy at this point. Two more. It's 4-0. No, your mom. No, not again. Oh, somebody get out there and stop them. They're just running right through the Sleepy defense. What is going on? Who is out there defending this ball?
I gotta say, Bob, they have not. They are not waking up from their alarm clocks right now. As Copyco does take that possession of the ball, rush over to the corner, just Rapids surfing the Rapids right now, just being that dominant team. Gonna be slamming that in. Oh, Bob!
Oh no, Aiden, it's rough to get mercied on day 2. it's not a good feeling. 6-0 blow, complete shutout by Rapid in round number 2. Only one more from Sleepy. Hey, you know what? We can only go up from here.
Yes, we can indeed only go up from here, but that just honestly surprised the crap out of me. Those 3 goals in a row, one after another, was absolutely insane. Sleepy might have fallen asleep with the controllers. Who knows? We get another round though. Oh, do we get another round?
We do. We're just
I'm right.
waiting on the reset here, but well, into round 3. Retro, one more win for Rapid. It's gonna be their series.
And the ball is ready to launch like a rocket ship, launching up into the air. Going to be taking possession. Probably not top. Not top's going to be battling that into the air. Could be anybody's going to know your mom. Could this be a quick goal? Going to be passing that in for an interception from Coffee. And just quick point there, Bob.
No, we can't be starting this early in the round, Aiden. It's not even been 20 seconds yet, and Rapid have already got their first goal. I think I know where the name comes from. Where Rapid got its name.
It's quite possible. I also think their name might need to be changed to Slowly But Surely Rapid, because they are absolutely going insane now. It was a very slow start, but now they're just absolutely destroying. As we get a nice pass over to Copyco. Copyco going for it. Still fighting for it. Know your man on logo, trying to find it. And looks like it will be Estos with a quick clear over. And little Steven will recover that one. Passing over to the middle. Who's there? It's Copyco, I believe.
Wobbleist taking possession of the ball. Going to be taking that up into the air. Could he be slamming that out and waiting for a pass play straight up onto the nest? Doesn't catch it. But no, your mom is going to be booming that across the field. Could be anybody's ball right here as it's going at the bridge point. Going to go back to Wobbleist taking that possession. Going to be chucking that straight down to the porter. Who's going to be taking that possession? It's going to be Lone Death. But the geometry right there is just stopping them, Aiden.
It is indeed just putting a stop. As Lone Death will pick this one up, going for a pass over. Not Top will recover for a moment before Estos gets a hands on it. Moving it forward now. It does pass, bounce off that Geo, and it's picked up by Wiz. Wiz to Top. Top now moving it down, going for a shot. Is it in? No, it's not. No, your man moving it around, trying to find it. Wobbles with the slap, getting it out of there.
Looks like Not Tops is going to be taking the possession of the ball right here. Going to be going in for a slam, but doesn't get that slam. Oh, hitting that top of the roll. They're all just chasing after that ball down there, trying to gain possession. Really just ball hugging right there. As little Steven is going to be taking that up. Copyco is taking that possession. Could they slam that in? Just going back to Estos. It's just a really big war as there's just a war for the possession of the ball. Not Tops is taking that in. Going to be past Copyco. Going to be slamming that in. But what is... I know your mom, Bob. Wow!
Wow, indeed. That's another crazy goal from Rapid. It's unfortunate for Sleepy Aiden because I think they really did a much better job at keeping the goal well defended. And even as I speak, they want to go out fighting. They know they've got a shot at this, and they've just put their first goal in this round. They could potentially turn things their way.
Yeah, it's like Palador said, defense can only stop a goal for so long before it finally happens. Yeah, I think one thing is Rapid just learning how Sleepy plays and vice versa, and they're both kind of just trying to adapt to that. So we do get moved around right now, and Estos has the ball, moving it all the way down, trying to find a shot. Will he find one? Let's find out. No, Yama. stops.
No, Yamon taking that possession right there by that great defense goal back there. Gonna be throwing that back to Kopiko. Kopiko is gonna be passing it to his teammate, trying to get that possession of the ball, going back to Lone Death. Lone Death rushing to that possession of the ball. Could be anybody's ball. Rushing toward the Kopiko, steals out the end, trying to swoop it. Lone Death takes possession, trying to juke him out. Gonna be passing that up to the air, but the pass does just not make that as it's going back to Loveless here, as it's gonna go straight to Bridge.
Yeah, it does fly over to Lone Death. Lone Death, Essos with the shot, and what a shot it was. What a cut.
And there it is. Sleepy tie it up. Less than a minute to go. Rapid have fallen back on their pace. It's do or die for them now. They could go and get a goal and make it a series win. Make it an easy one for them. But I think Sleepy are keen to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they are just fighting for the points, as it is going to be like 2 points onto the board with them. So they're going to be checking that in. Could this be another goal? Could this be rolling in? But not top. Just stopping it, saying nope. It could be anybody's goal, anybody's possession right now. Going back to not top. He's just going to juke them out.
Oh,
nice
my
little juke right
God.
there. that was a little salty right there, Aiden. You're going to be taking that boost to his advantage. Going to be going that straight back down. Could he be putting that in with a grand slam? The goal!
And that's
Oh
my
no,
circuit.
with only
What a goal.
10 seconds left on the clock. What do you call it in Orion, Drift? Do you call it breaking
Ladies,
somebody's
they're
ankles,
not
breaking their
wasting
wrists?
any time.
Break-
How do you
broken
explain
wrists.
it?
Yeah, is what you
Breaking
call
their
it. You
ankle.
call it breaking the wrists.
Breaking the wrist.
So,
Yeah, breaking the wrist.
It's a little different,
Today's match.
but that is the match.
Whether you're watching from the comforts of Earth or the frontier
Oh,
of human
Roger.
exploration.
Unfortunate
tuning
for
in.
Sleepy
The
that
beauty of Driftball
they got
is
so close at the end, and yet Rapid were so far out of reach in this series. It was definitely the biggest deficit we've seen of the day. So I think maybe Sleepy were burnt out from the action. It was 3 rounds back to back, a little shorter than yesterday, but you know these teams are playing back to back to back. There was much less time in between each round, so not a whole lot of time to rest and reset that mental. So that I think we give Sleepy the benefit of the doubt here and just say it was a battle of attrition and they're exhausted at the end of their Ignition Cup day. But hey, it has been an incredible Swiss tournament here in the Ignition Cup. I believe mainstream is still live right now, so go ahead and check that one out. That's got the biggest game of the event right now, which is Sunshine and IVNA, the battle of the last 2 undefeated teams. It's going to be one that you don't want to miss. And next weekend, we're going to take the top 8 teams from this Swiss tournament, and they are going to play in a single elimination tournament to determine the winner of the Ignition Cup. So make sure if you've got some time next week, tune into that and go ahead and see who is the NA winner. APAC and EU have already been decided today. You can go back and watch the VODs on this same channel. We've also got Breachers action, Veil action going on. Pavlov later tonight. Our very, very first collaboration stream with Dash League is also going to be happening tonight, so go ahead and check that one out. And then finally, get your tickets to VRML Con July 25th through the 27th. I'm going to be there. Aiden's going to be there. Go up and say hi and get Aiden's autograph. It will be priceless. Give it a few years. But
Go say hi to the giant.
the giant Nightfire. Yeah, Nightfire is very, very tall in person, and it's a phenomenon that you really have to be there to completely understand. But in any case, you can get your tickets right now. If you want to play in any of the events, all you need is a ticket and a team of people. And that team of people does not require you to leave your rostered VRML teams. You can just assemble a group and sign up as a team for any of the tournaments. That's going to be Onward, Pavlov, Breachers, Veil, and finally Orion Drift, which will have that entire 3rd day of the convention dedicated to it. It's going to be incredible. And next up, gentlemen, after this Ignition Cup, we're getting there. It's the Phoenix Invitational. We finally reached that point. We're going to get to the online qualifiers. very, 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 very soon, the 27th through the 29th of June are going to be the online qualifiers. So do not miss your chance, because Phoenix Invitational is coming, and it's coming very soon. If you want to be one of those people who can play on stage, live in front of a huge crowd of people, and be casted just like this live in person, make sure you get a team and you get ready for the Phoenix Invitational. That's going to be in, of course, Phoenix, Arizona. But without further ado, that is going to do it for us here on Stream B. I've been your host, Nightfire, my wonderful co-casters, Aiden VR and RetroCat Rydell. Have a fantastic rest of your night, everybody. We'll catch you all in the next cast.
Orion Drift VRML is brought to you by Another Axiom, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.